Hey Northwest Arkansas, my name is Jessica and I am one of your local yoga instructors. I'm in training right now and part of our job is to bring yoga to the community, so that's something that I wanted to do for you today. And I have a lot of people that come to my classes and they say, I've never taken yoga before, I don't know the pose names, I don't know how to do them, and they're really nervous about that. So what we're going to do today is do an introduction of poses, and I'll show you some modifications. That way you can go to any class. Hopefully some of these names will be familiar to you, and you can just slide on in and do a great job. One of the things about yoga, it's not just about what the pose looks like. Yoga is about finding balance between easy and difficult and being able to center yourself and focus in the middle. You want to be present with the pose. Even if you're struggling, it's okay. Be okay with struggling in the moment. If you're advanced, be okay with trying for a little more and reaching the full expression of the pose. All right, let's get started. One of the easiest and best moves that you can take at any time during the class is child's pose. It's a stretch, but it's also a restful pose. So if you go to a faster paced class and you find yourself short of breath or tired or something's hurting or not feeling right, you can come to a child's pose, recenter, regroup, and jump back into the class. All you have to do is come down to your mat and stretch the hands out in front of you and just push backwards. And whenever you're ready, you can just come out, join back in with whatever the class is doing. The next pose is downward facing dog. The best way to do this is to start from plank. In plank, you want to make sure that your hands are under your shoulders and your heels are up over your toes. Once you have your alignment down, it's much easier to do the pose. So for downward facing dog, you push your palms into the ground, you activate the ball of your foot, and you just push the hips up towards the ceiling. In downward facing dog, one of the things that I always tell my students is that they want to look like an upside down V. So you want to press through the shoulder blades, activate the palms of the hands in order to press into your mat. Again, alignment, very important. Hands under the shoulders and pull the heels over the toes. Keep the booty from coming too high or too low. You will have more control over your plank if your alignment is correct. If you find yourself out here, you have less control. So bring the hands directly under the shoulders. When you push to downward facing dog, you're just lifting the hips. Lift and spread the toes. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, press through the palms, and you just want to push. You don't want to find yourself out here. You want to push, 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 lifting the hips. One of the transition poses that we commonly use is ragdoll. You're just going to fold at the hips and hang. You're going to keep a slight bend in the knee. You don't ever want to lock any of your joints out. And you're just going to let gravity do the work for you. If you want a more intense stretch, you can either place the palms on the ground, or you can even have the hands at the elbows. Either way, it's what's comfortable for you. It's your practice. So you can come here, or you can place the palms on the ground. Other variations of this pose can be gorilla, forward fold, or peace fold. Gorilla, you're taking the feet and the toes and pressing them all the way into the wrist of the hand. Peace fold, you take peace fingers and wrap them around your toes, big toe. And in a forward fold, you just hang. You'll often hear this transition, forward fold to a half chest lift. The half lift will be to whatever level a flat back is for you. So everyone will look different. Depending on which class you attend, some instructors like to start standing and others like to start seated. So a lot of them will start simply in mountain pose. You're grounding through 4 points of your feet, inside, outside, back of the heel, inside of the heel. Pressing into the ground, lifting and spreading the toes, and activating the hands. And again, making sure that your knees aren't locked out. A lot of times in mountain pose, you'll take a breath here, usually an inhale, arms will come up. Many times in mountain pose, you'll take a breath here. If you're attending a power yoga class, at some point you will most likely go through a warrior series, and there are several variations of this. You will either start standing and step back into a warrior, or you will come from downward facing dog, you'll swing the leg through. Either way, when you're taking a warrior, if you're taking a step back, warrior one, big step, plant the back foot, pressing through the outside edge of the foot, lift and spread the toes, don't lock the knee out, and the foot is at a 45-degree angle. The front foot, lift and spread the toes, bend. So you will want to take a really wide stance for this. You'll lift the arms, and you're in warrior one. Warrior two, you open. Think about sinking the hips and pushing the knee forward. Gazing over the middle finger of the front hand. Now, something that I see in class a lot, people are very hesitant to take a wide stance. They want to come here and then bend, but the knee ends up going over the foot and the body is not working as hard to maintain that pose. You really want to widen that stance up, make those muscles work, and be able to hold that pose. That's how you're going to end up building strength. From warrior two, a main transition is to an extended side angle. To modify, you can just bring your elbow down to the knee and take the hand up and over. Make sure you're dropping the hip and that you're not breaking the line of your body. If you've been taking yoga for a while and you're already able to do a full extended side angle, you just want to come down to the floor. Again, making sure that hip stays down. If you're really advanced, you can turn it into a bind. Bring the arm behind, and then the bottom arm comes through and grabs the hand behind. Another transition we can take is Warrior 1 into Warrior 3. We step back into Warrior 1. You're pushing off the back leg, grounding the front leg. You can bring the hands down if you need to, whatever you need to do. Push and lift. You can extend the hands. The arms and the legs will act as a lever, and as you bring the hands down, the foot lifts, which I will do again. Here we'll transition from Warrior 1 to Warrior 3. The back foot pushes off, the front foot grounds. You can bring the hands down if that makes it easier for you. You push and lift. You can bring the arms up. As the hands come down, the foot lifts. You can take it down to the floor, standing split, and then many times the transition will follow into half moon. You take right hand out, and the left hand is going to lift. You can either keep the gaze to the floor or take it up to the ceiling, whatever is comfortable for you. One of the poses that people see the most is dancer's pose. It's very common because when done to a full extent, it can be a very impressive pose. But yoga is not about impressive, it's about doing what you can do to the best of your ability. The pose is simply to ground the standing foot, either one, whatever you're most comfortable with. You're going to lift and balance. If you have a strap, you can use a strap. Grab that foot, balance, and raise the hand. Again, acting as a lever, as the hand comes forward, the foot lifts. Either way, you can fold as much as you need to, and then trying it again on the other side because we want to be even. Bringing the hand up, pulling and reaching forward, and letting the foot lift. Tree pose, you have several options. You can do a kickstand if you struggle with balance, or you can bring the foot up the leg. You can bring it all the way up, or you can even bring it in front to half lotus. Either way, you just pick what is comfortable for you. If we're just doing it from kickstand, you want to make sure that the standing knee is bent and you bring the hands to heart center. And you're in tree. If you want a balance challenge, you can raise the hands, activating the fingertips. Crescent lunge has a few variations or modifications that you can take. When you come into a crescent lunge, the heel is going to stay up off the ground as opposed to a warrior where we place the heel down. you're going to take the heel and pull it forward so that it's over the toe. You can stay at heart center, or you can lift the hands if you're comfortable. And if this is a little too much for you, a little too intense, you can always drop the knee. Something that's really great for the spine is prayer twist. You would come into a chair position, like you're just sitting down in an invisible chair. You can either bring the hands up or to heart center. And for the twist, you're taking the elbow to the opposite knee. What you want to do here is make sure that your knees don't pass each other. So squeeze and try to keep them even no matter which side you're going to. Something that we like to do for strength is crow pose. It's an arm balance. You can just come down to the ground. You can just come down to the ground. If you have a block, you can perch up on your yoga block, press the palms into the ground, and you can just test it out. Test your body weight and lean and see if you can just hold your body weight. So you can try that a few times. You can try that a few times, and if you're feeling comfortable with that, you can go ahead and balance. Same thing, you place the palms down and press. Get comfortable with your body weight. I like to take one foot up first, make sure I'm comfortable, and then bring the other one up. A few breaths here, and then you can release. Eagle pose is another balance pose. Again, you can always use a kickstand. You don't have to lift the leg up. You take the leg and you can just bring it over and balance right there. That's perfectly okay. Whichever leg goes over, you'll take that arm. So right leg over, right leg under. Bring the other arm, wrap yourself up, and sit. Keeping the elbows up. Now, if you want to make that a little bit more advanced, you can take that foot and wrap it all the way around till it comes back through, and then take the arm and wrap. And again, elbows stay up and sit. Standing leg raise, you have several options with that. If you have a strap, you can take a strap, wrap it around the foot, and hold. Or you can grab the knee and balance. You're going to come forward, then you'll open to the side, and you can bring it back forward. If you have a little more flexibility and you're comfortable, you can take that leg straight and bring it up. So standing leg raise, you grab the foot, open to the side, and back to center. Center, side, and back to center. And release. Another pose is airplane. Starting in mountain pose, grounding the standing leg. You're just going to take the leg that you lift and extend it out behind you. As the leg comes up, your body comes down. Triangle pose is another great way to stretch. Just like in a warrior, the back foot is at a 45-degree angle, but the front foot faces forward. Float the arms up. You're going to reach forward as far as you can And when you can't go forward anymore, you can just fold on down. You can place the hand in front or behind, whatever's comfortable for you. And if you find your shoulder coming down, you just want to back out of the stretch a little bit and maybe place the hand on the leg instead. Think of yourself as being between two panes of glass. You have several options with forward fold, wide-legged forward fold, or pressarita. You just fold at the waist. Now, if it's in your practice to come to a headstand from here, you can also do that. So you just take your fold a little bit further down, place the head. You have the hands to balance, and once you're ready, you just take your balance, lift the feet, and come up to a handstand. Squeeze, take your breaths, and you can release right back down. Yoga has several floor poses as well. From here, you squeeze your pinky toes into the mat, you release the hands, and you turn the head. Coming up into locust, you can either just come up, lifting the chest off the ground, or you can lift the chest and the feet. Up to you, whatever's comfortable. Now we can take it one step further and come into bow pose. Reach for the feet. If you need a strap, you can take a strap, but you just lift everything. And squeeze and release. Hands under the shoulders. You can come into upward facing dog or cobra. Cobra, baby cobra, you just lift a very small amount off the ground. You never have to take an upward facing dog. You never have to take an upward facing dog if that puts too much pressure on your back. Now, if you want to, you press the pinky toe into the mat, lift the thighs, make sure that your arms are locked out, and lift yourself up. From here, coming into camel. A way to modify this, because it's a very intense pose on the back, is to just do one side at a time. Reaching for the heel and lifting the arm. And see which side is more comfortable for you. If you're not having any back issues, you can come into more of the full expression of the pose, but you don't want to compress the back too much, so you want to keep pushing the hips forward. And if you're comfortable with releasing the head, coming into bridge pose, you just lift the hips. If you want more intensity, you can walk your shoulders under and reach for your hands. Again, lift and spread the toes. And take a few breaths here. If you need to modify, just don't push up as much if you're starting to feel pressure. And ground the palms into the floor, into your mat. If it's in your practice to come into wheel, place the hands right by the shoulders. A good way to get the strength to do this is to push and simply come to the crown of your head. If you're comfortable with coming into the full expression, once you're ready, lift and press. Several poses in yoga focus on the core. Scissor legs start in waterfall. You just bring the feet straight up, pulling the toes back to you. And you can lift up, you can engage the hands, whatever's comfortable, whatever you need to do. And you just drop one foot down, and bring it right back up. Other foot down, right back up. And that will engage the core. You can do twists by bringing the opposite elbow to the opposite knee. And that continues to work your core. One of the great core poses that we have in yoga is boat pose, and there are several ways for you to do this. You can hold the bottom of the legs, you can lift one leg at a time, or you can hold the knees, or if you'd like to come into the full expression, you can release the hands and extend the legs. Many times in the class, we're going to work core. We're going to have you come down and back up into boat. Down, back up into boat. And that's really going to warm up the core for you. One of the reasons that people come to yoga in the first place is flexibility. So we have several poses that open the hips. One of the best ways to come into half pigeon is from a downward facing dog. You would already be going through a series in class. You would come to the downward facing dog. Some teachers will have you just bring the leg through. Others will have you extend to a three-legged down dog and then bring the leg through. You want to stay over the hip instead of rolling back on the opposite hip. This will improve flexibility. One of the things you can do to make yourself work a little bit harder is to tuck the back foot, squeeze, and lift the thigh. And that will activate in a whole different way. And you can also fold and come down. Now, if you've been taking yoga for a while, you can also do a bind here if you're comfortable. You can use a towel or a strap or reach for that foot with your hand. Another option is to bring the foot into the elbow and reach the hand around. different options for that. Another way to stretch is to come to seated and simply stack the legs. And when you're ready, fold at the hips. And you want to make sure that you do the opposite side as well. For more intense stretching, you can come into frog. If your mat's already sideways, that's great. That would be the center splits, but it's our variation. You just keep the feet in line with the knees. And you can come down and you just hold that. As your class comes to a conclusion, you're going to do poses to maximize flexibility and really work towards that. One of the poses, you simply press the foot to the inside of the leg and fold. And you can take a wide leg and again, fold to where you're comfortable. Once your back starts curving and you're having to reach, you want to make sure you back out of that a little bit. You can even bend the legs a little bit if you need to. Just go to where you're comfortable. For tabletop, you want to make sure that your hands are under your shoulders. The feet are grounded and you just lift flat like a table. And if you're comfortable releasing the head, you can. Fish pose. You can lean back. Some people like a supported fish pose, so they like to place a block right behind the upper back. You can place the palms under, whatever you need to do to make the pose more comfortable for you, and you just release the head back. Thank you. Okay. And if you'd like to, you can always lift the feet as well. One of the very common inversions is shoulder stand. Once you're on your mat and you're comfortable, you're simply bringing the hands to the lower back to stabilize. You squeeze and lift. If you're comfortable extending, you can. If you need a little more support, you can drop one leg, or you can come on down into plow, which is the feet completely over. Roll yourself down and up. Sometimes when you're sitting at a desk all day long, that can be really uncomfortable on your back, and you need to release that pressure and that tension. And one of the great ways to do it is supine twist. You can come down, bring the hands out, press the palms into the ground, pick the legs up, and just bring them over. And just keep the face in the opposite direction. Once you've had a few breaths here, you can switch sides. And again, whatever is comfortable for you. If you need to maybe extend a leg or not come down so far or place a block under the knees, whatever will make you most successful and most comfortable in the pose, it's your practice. Do what you need to do. For butterfly pose, that's another great hip opener. We start in cobbler's pose with the feet pressed together. You can come down and lift the feet. Use the elbows as leverage to press the knees open. Supta Baddha Konasana is another great stretching pose. You just drop the feet. Some things might snap, crackle, and pop. That's okay. It means it's working. Now your hips are probably going to fight you here because this is not a position that you're naturally in, especially if you do have a desk job. So you just want to breathe on your exhales. Try to relax. Relax the hips. Just let them fall open. Don't try to hold them up. And of course, one of the favorite poses in yoga is Shavasana at the end. Let the feet fall open, hands away from the body. The fingers will naturally curl. Just let them. Close the eyes and relax. And depending on the class that you're taking, oftentimes the teacher will go ahead and guide you through a Shavasana, or they'll just leave you in silence and let you reflect on the class and all the good that you did for your body. Either way, Shavasana is for you. It's to recenter yourself. It's to thank your body for the hard work that it allowed you to do. And it doesn't matter where you are. Just starting out, never having taken a yoga class, beginner, you've taken a few classes, intermediate, or advanced. Yoga is for everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. And if you'd like to take a live class with me, I would love to have you. So for my schedule, just check it out, www.twosisterstraining.com, or you can check out my Facebook page. And I hope to see you again. Namaste.